When did you start getting the itch to write a book, though? And first, what is your book's name? And then, when did you get that itch?
I realized that after sort of my third startup, I saw a couple of patterns repeating themselves in my entrepreneurial journeys. In fact, my first startup, there was a very big lesson I learned from it. I sort of did the opposite in my next one and saw very different results, radically different results. And then ever since I had been talking to entrepreneurs and mentoring them or investing as an angel investor, I'd always been kind of giving them these tips about how do you start a business that has viable exit strategies and exit options. So the name of the book is Exit Path, which is really about that topic. Part of it is because I didn't want to say the same thing over and over again. So I could just point people to a book and say, look, you want to first read the book. But second one, I felt like I really wanted to give back. And because I felt that the lessons I learned were so crucial that anyone could benefit from them and not make the same mistakes. Because whenever I think startups succeed, we all win. I'm a cheerleader for entrepreneurs. We need to have more entrepreneurs out there. And the odds of success for startups are so slim, right? So the statistics are most of them don't make it. The majority don't even return the money invested in them. But I think it's just such a loss because so much promise is in each startup. So much talent goes into it. And if we can just shift those odds a little bit and make sure those startups all have, even a small percentage of them have a much better chance of succeeding, I think we all win as a society. So that was my kind of a convoluted set of reasons that led to my starting to jot down my notes and then kind of socializing it with other entrepreneurs and getting their feedback. So it took a 5-year process from start to finish. And then I also felt like I have been in a very unique position because I have sat in every seat around the table in Silicon Valley. So I've been a lawyer, been an entrepreneur, I've been an investor, VC investor, angel investor, and also a corporate acquirer. So I kind of had a 360 view of what this acquisition process looks like. And I felt like I could perhaps make a unique contribution and kind of advance the cause of entrepreneurship a little bit.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Well, today it's amazing because I'm just going to act as your student. And so everyone listening gets to kind of walk through this journey of what it would be like to have you as a one-on-one mentor. So to start, my first question is, what size company do you need to have to start thinking about an exit? Like, do you need to be past a certain point in revenue? Or, I mean, you definitely probably need a product, but like, when would you even start to help people think about this?
Yeah, I would say the sooner you can think about it, the higher your chances of success. And the reason for that is that it actually takes quite a bit of time and soul searching to define what success really means for you and your startup. Like even before that, what is the mission of your startup, right? So kind of really internalizing and understanding that and connect with that mission, understand what the future strategic trajectory for your startup is, and then kind of work backwards and say, okay, well, if this is success, how can I make sure I have my best chances of achieving that success? And I think once you go through that exercise, you realize that a lot of times, any one startup may not be in a position to achieve its full potential by itself. So you need an ecosystem of partners, strategic partners, others around your company to help it reach its full potential and to achieve its mission. All of this takes time, this realization. And then once you have the realization, you have a strategic trajectory, actually implementing that strategy and trying to take small steps towards its realization and execution takes time. Building strategic relationships with potential acquirers, once you even know who they are, you have to think about why would they even want to acquire me? And what are the things I can do to make myself more appealing to them or more interesting to them, and vice versa. What would I look for in a potential acquirer, as well as how do I get to know them? At GoDaddy, for instance, we did over 20 acquisitions while I was there. And on average, we had known the entrepreneurs and the startups for many years. Growing those relationships, cultivating them, strengthening them takes time. So my advice is to your question, start as early as you can, even at the inception. Think about what would success look like, right? And that is a very fruitful exercise regardless of whether or not you end up selling. In fact, even when you're going public, having strategic acquirers that are vying for your business, even if you're going public, it puts you in a much better place than not having them. The statistics are that for every IPO, there are 30 acquisitions. So chances are the success path for any startup is an acquisition. And there are probably among your listeners those that don't even think about an acquisition or IPO. They just want to build a business that's self-sustaining, right? And there's nothing wrong with that either. But I think even for those businesses, it's good to think about, okay, well, if I were to sell my business, who would be the right buyer? And what would they find valuable in my business? Because those things would make your business valuable. So you should work on it.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.